Business Savant. Sharpen your business knowledge. Apple keeps earning after the iPhone sale through services like iCloud, the App Store, and AppleCare. What strategic asset turns one device purchase into years of monetization? Installed base. The obvious answer is great products, but the deeper business answer is the installed base. Once millions of people use Apple devices, Apple can keep monetizing through cloud storage, apps, payments, warranties, subscriptions, and digital content. The device opens the door, but the ecosystem keeps the relationship alive. The lesson is simple. A company becomes much stronger when the first sale creates repeated opportunities to earn instead of ending the customer relationship. A SaaS company signs big clients, but every new account needs heavy onboarding, support, and custom work. Which margin tells whether each customer still adds real profit after variable service costs? Contribution margin. Revenue can look impressive while the economics are quietly weak. Contribution margin forces the founder to ask, after support, onboarding, usage costs, payment fees, and other variable expenses, does this customer actually contribute profit? This is where many founders get trapped. They celebrate large contracts, but the work required to deliver them destroys the economics. The lesson is not growth at any cost. The lesson is to understand which customers truly contribute to the business. Nintendo's Wii did not try to beat PlayStation and Xbox on raw graphics power. It won attention by attracting families, casual players, and people who did not see themselves as gamers. What strategy does this resemble? Blue ocean strategy. This looked strange from the outside because Nintendo was not competing on the same scoreboard as its rivals. Instead of chasing the most powerful console, it made gaming feel simple, social, and accessible. That opened the market to non-customers, parents, grandparents, families, and casual players. The business lesson is powerful. Sometimes the smartest move is not to fight harder in a crowded market. It is to redefine the market so the old comparison no longer matters. Starbucks made coffee feel less like a commodity by turning stores into a place to sit, meet, work, and belong. What positioning idea did this build around the brand? Third place positioning. Coffee is easy to copy. A feeling is harder to copy. By building the idea of a third place, Starbucks made the store experience part of the product. People were not only paying for caffeine, they were paying for comfort, routine, identity, and a place to be. The product was visible, but the real business was hidden behind it. The lesson is that strong brands often sell context, emotion, and belonging around the product, not just the product itself. Zara can react quickly to trends instead of betting everything on one long seasonal forecast. What operating capability gives it that strategic advantage? Fast response supply chain. Traditional fashion often depends on big seasonal bets. If the forecast is wrong, the company is stuck with unwanted inventory. Zara's model is different because speed becomes a strategic weapon. When stores and customer data reveal demand, the company can respond faster than slower competitors. The lesson is not just move fast. The lesson is that operations can become marketing. If your supply chain reacts faster, your products feel more current, your inventory risk drops, and your stores feel alive. A procurement team wants to renew old software. A salesperson shows them the hidden cost of staying the same, reframes the problem, then links that insight to a new solution. What sales approach is this closest to? Challenger selling. In complex B2B sales, buyers often think they understand their problem already. Challenger selling works by bringing a commercial insight the buyer had not considered. The seller teaches, reframes, and creates urgency around the cost of inaction. This is different from simply being helpful or friendly. The business lesson is that strong salespeople do not only answer demand, they can shape demand by helping buyers understand a risk, opportunity, or hidden cost they were missing. Airbnb had to convince strangers to sleep in each other's homes and trust people they had never met. What platform mechanism reduces that trust barrier? Trust infrastructure. Airbnb's biggest early challenge was not only supply or demand, it was trust. A marketplace cannot grow if people are too afraid to participate. Reviews, identity verification, host profiles, guest histories, payment systems, and protection policies all reduce perceived risk. The lesson is that marketplaces do not only match buyers and sellers, they must create enough confidence for strangers to act. In many platform businesses, trust is not a soft feature, it is core infrastructure. A luxury brand displays a very expensive flagship product next to its main product, making the main product feel more reasonable. What pricing psychology effect is being used? Anchoring. Customers rarely judge price in isolation. They judge it against a reference point. When a brand shows a very expensive option first, the customer's brain uses that price as an anchor. Suddenly, the main product may feel more affordable, even if it is still expensive. The lesson is not that price is fake. The lesson is that perception is comparative. Smart pricing strategy shapes the frame in which customers evaluate value. Shopify does not own most of the stores using its tools, but it earns as merchants sell, pay, ship, borrow, and manage commerce through the platform. What kind of business model is this? Platform ecosystem. Shopify is not just a website builder. Its power comes from becoming part of the merchant's daily business system. The more a merchant sells, the more they may need payments, shipping, financing, apps, checkout tools, and analytics. That creates a platform ecosystem where the company grows with the activity of its users. The lesson is that the strongest platforms do not always own the end business. Sometimes they own the tools that many businesses depend on. A SaaS company loses some customers, but existing accounts expand enough that revenue from last year's customer cohort still grows. What metric reveals that expansion strength? Net revenue retention. Net revenue retention is powerful because it looks at the customer base you already had. If some customers leave but others upgrade, buy more seats, or expand usage, the cohort can still grow. That tells investors and founders something important. The product may be becoming more valuable over time inside existing accounts. The lesson is that retention is not only about keeping customers. The best subscription businesses often grow by expanding the customers they already have. Red Bull sells an energy drink, but it also produces extreme sports videos, events, and stories that people watch voluntarily. What marketing asset is the brand building? Owned media. Most brands interrupt people with advertising. Red Bull often does something different. It creates content people choose to watch. Extreme sports, athletes, events, and films make the brand feel like a lifestyle, not just a can on a shelf. The product is visible, but the real asset is attention. The lesson is that powerful brands can become media companies. When people voluntarily consume your content, marketing stops feeling like an interruption and starts becoming part of culture. In the 1600s, Dutch merchants needed to fund risky voyages without one person bearing the full danger. What financial structure let many investors share ownership and risk? Joint stock company. Long-distance trade was extremely risky. Ships could sink, cargo could be lost, wars could interrupt routes, and one failed voyage could ruin a merchant. The joint stock structure changed the game by letting many investors pool capital and share risk. This was one of the foundations of modern capitalism. The lesson is that financial innovation can unlock business scale. When risk is shared and ownership is transferable, much bigger ventures become possible. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Business Savant to sharpen your business knowledge.